Okay, so it seems like it has happened again. Now, this is all to do with two streamers which we've talked about before, obviously being Ironmouse, vtuber, and also CDawg. Now, obviously, these two do a lot of things together a lot of the time. You know, they do collabs with just like normal games, and also they sometimes do sponsors together, which, as we saw a couple of weeks ago, they actually had their kind of sponsor cancelled because of a lot of the backlash from fans. And this was to do with Blue Archive. Now, if you don't know, Blue Archive has a lot of different character designs and stuff, including a lot of lolly designs, which is obviously very popular with the fans. And well, people, for example, like CDawg have been very outspoken on, you know, his podcast and stuff about, you know, their dislike for it, which again probably doesn't feel like the best fit for a sponsorship. And I was very much on board with them canceling the sponsor, because it just doesn't really make sense. It just seems like, obviously, yes, he's going in there to get a bag and whatever, but obviously the fans were not happy with that being there. Now, obviously, in the case of some of the other people, Ironmouse, Gigux, and Treya, I don't really know what their stance is on it. I know Gigux is pretty, you know, neutral on it. He doesn't really care, which I think he would have been fine. Treya, again, I haven't really heard her talk about any of that kind of stuff, and same with Ironmouse as well. So again, the main person that people were annoyed at was the fact that CDawg was on it, because he has actually, you know, said that he doesn't like lollies and lollicons and people like that. And obviously, that probably isn't the best whenever your game has a lot of them in it and a community that likes them, right? So, yeah, I could understand why they 100% got kicked out. But that's the one thing that has been kind of going on to this new situation with Hatsune Miku Colorful Stage, which, if you don't know, is like a rhythm iOS game. And as you can tell, it's got a lot of the Hatsune Miku characters, like all of the other ones, like surrounding her as well. And yeah, obviously they say a new world opens My Isekai. Experience the new game feature, My Isekai, alongside Ironmouse and CDawg. Catch the live stream on January 17th, which obviously I think was yesterday. But again, essentially, yeah, they're doing a sponsor for this, a sponsored stream. And I think it's important to note here that both of them, well, I know at least CDawg has already done plenty of streams with, you know, Hatsune Miku Colorful Stage. He's done multiple. I've watched them. And again, they've been pretty fun. It seems like his audience really liked it. And this is the one that I just don't really get. You know, I think the first one was totally acceptable. I think that, you know, him and his audience do not line up with the Blue Archive community at all. It was a bad decision to obviously get him to be featured on it. But with the Hatsune Miku Colorful Stage one, I do think it is pretty interesting, because again, there isn't really anything of that nature in it. And again, I feel like it is obviously, you know, it's a rhythm game, like, come on. But yeah, people saying, is this guy just attached to her and selling out? Which obviously, you know, a lot of people have been commenting. But again, I do think these two just like enjoy collabing with each other. You know, it's one of the things. They're really good friends and they hang out all of the time, right? And people say wholly unexpected. People say follow the Blue Archives example, and I think a lot of people are still following on that kind of, I guess, I don't know, that kind of backlash from the Blue Archive situation, and they're still angry about it, to the point where they're continuing it over onto other games that potentially don't have the same issues that maybe Blue Archive would have had, right? And I think that obviously, you know, I think he's trying to get that bag. He's trying to do sponsors. I don't think it's right to be doing this to every single sponsor he's doing, but obviously it's okay if it doesn't align with exactly what the game would want and things like that. And again, as I said, he has done sponsors like this before, and obviously Hatsune Miku Colorful Stage were happy with it. They were happy with the response, and they've decided to obviously, you know, hire him again, and the same with Ironmouse too, and it seems like they're doing it together. And I think it is important to mention as well, obviously Savvy puts there that, is this guy just attached to her? You know, the previous streams that he's done on this have been on his own too, so again, I don't think it's like all the time, but they have obviously done a stream together this time. All the quotes, obviously, yeah, they're saying how people are reacting as if they haven't collabed with her before, which obviously, yeah, is 100% true. I said, okay, I'm switching to Bandori, it was a good run, which again, people just completely ignoring the fact that, you know, he has already been sponsored by them. He's already collaborated with them, right? Saying, bringing back the anti-tourists when they were literally hundreds of better options for a collab. People said, please stop. People said, everyone delete Project Sakai now. Saying, sold as a set, do not separate. Which obviously, yeah, a lot of people are talking about the attachment between Ironmouse and CDawg too. Again, I think that, sure, of course, you know, they are attached quite a bit. I don't see an issue with it. I think it is something that a lot of people enjoy, and that is one of the things that have been popular for the last couple of years, especially in both of their communities, is the Ironmouse and CDawg kind of collaborations, right, and the kind of interactions that they both have on stream. It can be much more fun, and maybe that's what, you know, Hatsune Miku was looking for. And you got to remember as well, I don't think that this is necessarily them being like, oh yeah, we're only going to do this ad or this kind of sponsored stream if we're both together. I'm pretty sure this is probably up to the you know, Colorful Stage team to be like, okay, let's get those two on it together to like kind of go into it, because they've got a good chemistry going on. And I think that's a good decision, right? I think that's a good choice. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but obviously some people are unhappy. People saying, again, the grifter, the shaken by this experience and the audacity to promote these idiots that people stopped liking. So obviously people going after Ironmouse as well for the I was shaking thing. People saying, I know he had history of you, but seeing him after the Blue Archive controversy is disappointing. His disrespect caused the entire campaign to be scrapped, ruining the deal for everyone. Please consider picking the creators that the community actually trusts. Which, again, I kind of understand, but at the same time, I was saying, like, he's always had these opinions, right? He didn't necessarily do anything to kind of ruin the trust, as they're saying, right? Obviously it was a big controversy, but again, he's always had these opinions for years, and people have obviously picked up on it and used that to essentially tell Blue Archive not to sponsor this guy. He didn't necessarily do anything within that moment to kind of ruin the trust. They literally just kind of, you know, hired him. Sure, maybe he could have turned it down based on his like beliefs and things, but again, as I said, bag's a bag. I probably would have done it. But yeah, keep on going, then please. Miku fans, gatekeep, make sure these tourists don't ruin your game. As I said, they have already done multiple adverts for this game, right? And they've been very happy with it. So, you know, just saying, people saying Ironmouse on Project Sakai, wait, this is goated. So some people happy to see Ironmouse as well. The divine punishment for Project Sakai fans being really annoying on Twitter, which, yeah, I think is kind of true. And as I said, you know, I totally understand the whole Blue Archive situation, right? The Blue Archive situation was terrible. I think that obviously they should have done more research into who they were hiring and the kind of audience base that they have, and whether they would actually vibe with the overall kind of themes in Blue Archive, right? But with Project Sakai, let's be real, it's a Hatsune Miku, like, you know, rhythm game. I don't think there's going to be any kind of, you know, topics that, you know, people are going to like get really controversial over or something. It's a rhythm game, and obviously I'm pretty sure a lot of people could promote a rhythm game. And you got to remember that, you know, Ironmouse and CDawg's audiences also have a big kind of, I guess, you know, anime, I don't know how to describe it, like anime audience, I guess, like people who watch anime or are interested in anime related things, such as gacha games, which obviously is why Blue Archive got him, but maybe it just wasn't the right type of gacha game, as I said. But, you know, I think Hatsune Miku, a very, very easy one, right? They've done so many collaborations before, and yeah, I think that it is a good one to promote to people, because, again, they do have that kind of audience that would be interested in a anime, you know, Hatsune Miku kind of rhythm game, right? And I think that, you know, is obviously the main part. Now, I think the new thing that they're promoting is some kind of world building thing, but still, I still think it doesn't really matter at the end of the day what kind of thing they're promoting. I just think, you know, obviously they're both very, very popular content creators, and people are going to go to the game, and obviously they have seen results from the previous games too. So yeah, I don't understand why there is so much kind of controversy over this one particular one. But yeah, people saying Sir, a second mouse and Hassan's second dog collab has hit Getcha Twitter. So yeah, people said apparently he has been playing the game for a while now. Let the actual fans decide what to do with this, which again I do think is true, right? I think it is just one of these things where, you know, it seems like he's had a positive reception in terms of playing Colorful Stage in the past, so, you know, why not now? I think it is no different, and he has always played the game, right? People saying after getting cancelled for the Blue Archive sponsor a couple of weeks ago, now they're back at it again and Hatsune Miku Colorful Stage. Reading the comments and replies, it seems like players are unhappy with this sponsorship as well. People saying Connor is already annoying on his own due to how he acts when it comes to otaku culture, despite being around it for ages and being friends with Joey and Giguk. Then there's Ironmouse, who recently had the hours visibly shaking thing, of course. You know, and the guy in question caught a lot of hate from our fan base, which, okay, like, these people are completely stupid. I don't think they realize how much hatred went the other way. people are only hating on Rakai because his fan base literally went over to all of Spotify, Twitter, has TikTok, sorry, all of that kind of stuff, and literally pretended to dox her. Like, if that doesn't deserve hate, I don't know what doesn't, right? Again, you're like, oh, they're harassing him. How they only tried to, like, fake dox her on TikTok. How dare they do it? Like, oh my god, bro. Some of these people are stupid. Anyways, say it's because they're popular, which again, I do think is also true, right? They're popular, they got an audience. They're very, very popular. And as I said, their audiences do technically overlap. As much as you dislike it or not, their audience do overlap with the kind of people that would be interested in a game like this. So it does make sense, right? And yeah, it seems like they did do the stream, said check out the game today. And yeah, it seems like it went on despite a lot of the kind of people trying to get them to cancel it again. I think that's the main goal of a lot of people replying to this kind of thing, is that they wanted it to be cancelled again, just like the Blue Archive thing. Obviously, I think it's a good thing that, the Blue Archive one did get cancelled, but well, for Colorful Stage, I don't think it really matters, right? At the end of the day. And yeah, I think that it's just one of those cases where they're popular streamers, they will get sponsors, and it seems like maybe on every single sponsor that CDawg or Ironmouse are going to get now, they're going to be followed by these group of people that are essentially going to, go after them for just having a sponsor, which I think is pretty crazy. But yeah, I mean, that is essentially all there is for this situation. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code KAZA, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.